What's going on, swim fans? Welcome back to Whiteboard Wednesday, and in today's video, I'm sharing with you how to swim faster with less effort. It sounds almost too good to be true, but in this video, I'm gonna walk through 4 different ways that you can actually apply this skill and this concept to swim faster using less energy. And at the end of the video, I'm gonna share a specific workout example and the progression and the strategy that goes into it so you can take your own swimming to the next level. Now, if you're looking to swim faster and smarter than ever before, you've come to the right place. So if you guys are new here, welcome to MySwimPro. Make sure you subscribe, like the video, let me know what questions you have down below in the comments, and let's get right into this video. The first thing I want to overview is how to actually get faster at swimming. We want to get faster at swimming. We have to do it more efficiently and using less effort, but how do we actually get faster? Well, there's only 2 ways that you can actually get faster at swimming. There's only 2. I'm not lying to you guys, only 2. Number 1, you can reduce your drag. Remember, water is 800 times more resistive than air, so it's so important that you maximize your efficiency by reducing your drag, and therefore you will swim faster, because remember, the water is just so thick, it's so slow, and if you can move through it with less drag, you're gonna be faster. Now, the second way that you can actually get faster at swimming is by increasing the amount of propulsion that you make. Oftentimes, when we think about swimming and we're coaching swimming and we're doing it in the water ourselves, we often yield and go straight to increasing propulsion. We want to swim with more power. We want to just pull through the water harder. We want to kick faster, kick harder, put more effort. And oftentimes, that's actually the most difficult way to get faster. The easiest way is to just reduce the amount of drag that you have in the water. So here's a few different ways that we can do that. If we want to reduce our drag, it starts with improving our body position. And what do we mean by body position? Well, it starts with your head. Where your head is really dictates where the rest of your body will be in the water. For example, if you swim and your head is looking up, you're actually going to cause your legs to sink. And as your legs sink, we're increasing our drag. Remember, the game plan here is to reduce the amount of drag that we have. So really focus on having a neutral head position, which means about 80 to 90% of your head is actually under the surface of the water. So if you wear a swim cap, only the top part of the cap should actually be above the surface. Now, the easy way you know you're doing this right is if you can see the bottom of the pool. If you can see the bottom of the pool and you can actually look at the tile directly underneath your eyes, you have a neutral head position. And assuming you're moving and your body is flat in the water, you're gonna have the least amount of drag. What you'll notice is that really fast swimmers actually have a little bit higher body position, and that's why they're moving faster. We'll work on some skills to get you there. Now, in addition to your head position, you have your hip position, which is really dictated by your head. So if you can focus on improving where your head is, and this applies for all the strokes, backstroke, you're just on your back, so you're looking straight up at the ceiling, and you have that neutral body line, and that dictates where your hips are going to be. You wanna feel like you're swimming downhill. Of course, in backstroke, you want to feel like you're going down a slide backwards, which I do not recommend. That is not safe, so don't do that. But if you're swimming or going down a water slide, for example, your head leads everything. And so when you swim, you want to feel like you're swimming down a hill. Remember, don't go down the water slide head first. Maybe that's a bad example, but we'll roll with it. So make sure you're swimming with your head leading everything, and then your hips are going to float right on the surface, following the line that your head starts out. So we want to start out by focusing on your body position. At the end, we'll talk about a workout and drills that you can actually put that together. Now, the second thing you need to do is you need to work on your streamline. This is the most important thing in swimming. It's streamline. It starts with your hands. Go ahead right now with me. Put one hand over the other. Your top hand, your thumb should wrap around it, and that is the perfect streamline. Basically, you want to try and reduce the amount of drag that your body's creating by getting your body as narrow as possible. You're trying to make your body like a torpedo. The more narrow you can be, and you want to almost be like a steel rod coming off the wall. Your body is so tight and so stiff, just like a missile coming out of a torpedo. And so, missile coming out of a submarine. Stay with me there. So As you focus on your Streamline, it starts with your hands. It goes from your fingertips all the way through your toes. You want to have your core tight as if you're doing a plank. And what this does, it does a couple of things. So obviously you want to work on your body line because you want to teach your body when you leave the wall to be in that straight position, basically flat on the surface of the water, parallel to the bottom. So you're teaching your body how to do that, and the easiest way is when you're not even swimming, when you push off the wall. That starts everything. Not only that, but it also gives you momentum off the wall that you can transfer from the wall into your first few strokes. And what actually happens is when you push off the wall, you are carrying more speed at that point than any other time in the pool. You will immediately get slower from the time that you push off the wall. So by leveraging this speed into the first few strokes, you're actually teaching your body how to swim faster than it can if you didn't have that push off the wall. Think about that for a second. Oftentimes, in other sports especially, you're not actually the fastest when you get started. Think about track and field. You see the 100-meter dash. You see Usain Bolt. He's so fast. These guys are really slow in the very beginning. It actually takes them time to ramp up to speed. In swimming, it's the opposite. You start with your fastest, so you want to really make sure you take advantage of that and apply it into your stroke. So really, really important concept to work on your Streamline. So both of these concepts of body position and actually having a good Streamline off the wall, which starts with your fingertips and extends through your toes, these are highly related to reducing drag. Now what's interesting when we talk about increasing propulsion, what we're really doing is we're decreasing drag and we're leveraging our existing body mechanics to pull more water. Now let's talk about that. When we're thinking about increasing our distance per stroke, meaning the number of strokes we take per length should go down, because for every stroke that we're taking, we are more efficient, we're pulling more water, therefore our stroke count goes down. So we call this MDPS, maximum distance per stroke. And when you swim, you should always have this in the back of your mind. How can you maximize your efficiency to have a lower stroke count, a lower SWOLF score? When we compare this to golf, everyone understands golf, you want to have a lower score. If you can get down under 120, under 100, the lower your score, the better of a golfer you are. In swimming, we have our swimming SWOLF, which is a measure of your swimming efficiency. The way the swimming SWOLF works, and your Apple Watch and Garmin watches will track this, it's a combination of how many strokes you take and how long it takes you to swim 25 meters. The lower your number, the more efficient you're swimming. The MySwimPro app actually tracks this for you, and you can visualize your SWOLF score over time. So if you want to see what your SWOLF score is on a given workout or on a given set or on a given length of the pool, you can see that in the MySwimPro app, which is awesome. More info on that link down below. So what you're focusing on is swimming efficiently, and you can do that in freestyle and backstroke by focusing on your rotation. And as you rotate, as you slide your fingertips into the water, you're going to get more rotation. And by doing this, you're going to swim faster and you're going to do it more efficiently. And when you're doing this, you're thinking about, how do I get more power per stroke? If you just try and muscle through the water, it's not really going to work. Instead, remember rotation. You slide your fingers in the water, you drop your fingertips to the bottom, and you get that early vertical forearm. That EVF is so critical to really get the right leverage and increase the surface area of which you can pull. And by increasing the surface area, then you can apply some power. There's a lot of different ways you can increase your strength in the water and out of the water. In the water, we have resistance training. You can use paddles. You can do a lot of different things. And of course, out of the water, you can potentially do even more things because you have the element of water which is gone. And now you can focus exclusively on increasing your strength and power. So you can do Dryland training. There's a lot of different ways that you can do this. We have Dryland in the MySwimPro app. And if you want to get outside of your house and get out of your comfort zone, you can pick up some different equipment. One piece of equipment I want to tell you guys about is the sponsor of today's video. The SwimFast Erg from KayakPro is an awesome piece of equipment that I've had the opportunity to use over the last few weeks. The SwimFast is designed to complement your pool training to help you build strength and technique out of the water so you can swim faster than ever before. Now, using this thing feels like you're swimming on land. It's pretty cool. It's actually perfect if you have limited access to a pool, or if you're tight on time. You can spend just 15 minutes per day on this, and you're gonna start seeing results pretty much immediately. I've been testing it out for a few weeks, and I definitely feel stronger in the water, but more importantly, I have a refined feel of the early vertical forearm in my stroke technique. Now it's got variable resistance settings so you can challenge yourself and build powerful, efficient pulls. You can work on tempo at lower resistance or build strength with higher resistance. And if you want to really push yourself even more, you can add on the extra high resistance bands, which really makes you work hard. The bench even rotates to help mimic your freestyle stroke. And let me tell you, the rotation takes a ton of core stability, a lot more than you would think. The full palm hand paddles help me work on proper hand position for when I'm actually in the water, and that's what you feel when you transfer this back to the pool. The SwimFast erg is a great option if you need to do dryland at home, and if you're interested in learning more and you want to pick one up for you or your team if you're a coach, head over to the link in the description below. Thanks again to KayakPro for sponsoring this video. Finally, let's talk about how you can improve your kick. We have the upper body and the lower body, and they work together in swimming to swim faster and increase your propulsion. Now, remember how I said when it comes to increasing your propulsion, you're also looking at reducing drag. They work together, and the kick is the exemplifying point of this focus. We need to focus on kicking within our body line. What that means is if we have a really big kick and we're kicking outside of the resistance that our body is already creating, then you're just adding more resistance, and the propulsion that you're gonna gain by having a really big kick is just not worth it. So instead, you need to focus on keeping your legs small, short, fast kicks. And what I mean by keeping your legs small, just pretend that you're kicking inside of a bucket. There's like a cylinder, and you wanna have a small kick, short, fast. The amplitude between each of your kicks, between your toes and your heels, should be less than half a meter. Basically a foot and a half distance between your toes. And by keeping your kick short and fast, you're going to increase your propulsion and you're gonna reduce the amount of drag that you have. When it comes to kick, especially freestyle and dolphin kick, it's all about the efficiency with your tempo. Having a short, fast kick, your legs are relatively straight, minimal knee bend, you're kicking with your hips, your hip flexors, your glutes, hamstrings, your lower back. That's where all of the power is coming from. Basically your core going down into your legs with a nice short and fast kick. So when it comes to improving your propulsion, we've got the upper body, the early vertical forearm, increasing your distance per stroke, rotating, and then for our kick, of course, keep it short and fast in our body line. Now we have a few different training programs in the MySwimPro app that really focus on a lot of these elements that we talked about. There's actually the Technique Bootcamp, which I highly recommend. There are two different levels. There's the advanced level and beginner. The beginner level has 4 workouts per week, and each of these are between 1 and 2,000. I have these mixed up, no worries. And then the advanced level is 4 times per week, 2 to 3,500 meters per workout. And of course, all of those workouts are personalized based on your specific speed. So the intervals on those and the levels are going to be different based on how fast you are. So if you haven't checked out the MySwimPro app already, make sure you check it out. Check out the Technique Bootcamp Dryland training program as well. Now, we do have a workout on the board that I want to walk you guys through. This workout is all technique focused right here. Now, if you notice, this is just the main set. It's not the full workout. There's no warm up, there's no cool down, there's no IM set. We're getting right into it. Here it is, 425s drill, where you're focusing on Streamline. Remember, Streamline is the most important concept in swimming. What you're gonna do on these 25s drill, you're just gonna push off the wall in Streamline, and you're gonna kick, and you're just gonna keep kicking, and you're not gonna stop kicking the whole 25 or 30 meter pool or 50 meter pool, whatever you're in, and you're gonna have a snorkel if you'd like. Optional, of course. Fins, also optional. And if you need to take a breath and you don't have a snorkel, simply lift up your head. You're gonna go 425s, just kicking Streamline kick on the surface of the water, focusing on keeping your eyes down, maximizing that efficiency in that neutral body position. Then you're gonna go 425s drill. We're gonna focus on rotational power. So we're gonna do the first 2 of these, 3 strokes and 12 kicks. The concept here is to get balance and feel in control kicking on your side. When you take those 3 strokes, you're rotating, full rotation, side to side, and then you're gonna pause on your opposite side for 12 more kicks. 3 strokes, 12 kicks on the first 2 25s, and then on the final 2 25s, you're gonna do one of my favorite drills that I've been doing recently, where you swim freestyle, but you're actually going to tap on the opposite side of your body. You're tapping your hip on the opposite side. Really focus on rotational power throughout the entire stroke. Next, we're gonna go 450s freestyle, where you negative split your stroke count. Now, we're not negative splitting by speed, which means you go faster on the second half than the first half. Instead, we're focusing on our stroke count. So if you take 15 strokes on the way down, I want you to take 14 strokes on the way back. Have a good amount of rest on those. Really focus on having a good turn, good streamline, and really reduce that stroke count. Finally, we're gonna go 4 100s freestyle, descend 1 through 4. That's the time we're focusing on. So each 100, you get faster and faster and faster. Start out easy. Make sure your technique is on point, and as you get faster, try and get faster by not increasing the number of strokes you take. Instead, increase your effort and power per stroke. So your stroke count should be relatively low as you descend, but the time will get faster because you're putting in more power per stroke. If you guys enjoy this workout, you're gonna love the technique boot camps. You're also gonna love all the other workouts in the MySwimPro app, so make sure you check it out. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a like. Let me know what questions you guys have down below in the comments. Love to hear from you guys. Can't wait until the next video and pushing you to swim faster and smarter than ever before. Check out our Facebook group and I'll cheer you on in there as well. Have a great day, happy swimming, and I'll see you at the next video. Bye.